What's up guys? Today we're gonna build a light box, and just a fair warning, it's not gonna be a pretty light box, but it will be a functional light box. And the goal is to use this at home to whiten soles, to ice soles, and you don't have to worry about the sun. So I'm gonna link everything we use here down in the description. You can buy everything on Amazon, and I've done my best to kind of find stuff that I have experience with, but the cheaper alternatives to it as well. So right off the cuff, you're gonna need a wire shelf system, and I have one linked below. You're gonna need an LED grow lamp. You're gonna need some double strength tin foil or aluminum foil, and you're gonna need some silver reflective tape. Household items you're gonna need, some scissors obviously, and a tape measure. All right, so like I said, not gonna be the prettiest thing in the world, but it is gonna be functional. What you wanna do is put your shelf system together with about 15 inches from the top of the shelf to the main shelf unit itself. So we're gonna use this bottom part to put our supplies on, things like this. And then this top part is gonna be where we actually ice and whiten the soles. So after you get this put together, unbox your LED grow lamp, and you're gonna notice that there are some hooks that go to the top. Luckily, these wire units are perfect, tailor-made for these clips. So if you clip them onto the top, it should sit just a couple inches from the top shelf, and you should have about 12 inches from the bottom of the light to the actual floor here. Making sense? I hope so. All right, next thing you're gonna do is take your double strength aluminum foil or tin foil, and this is where it starts to look a little janky, guys, I'm sorry. But you're going to affix it to one of the ends here. And we're gonna start at the very top. So I'm not gonna do this just a second. Sorry if this is loud. But we're basically gonna start at the top here and wrap it the whole way around, okay? And we're gonna do that twice so it's nice and strong. You wanna use the reflective side of it as well. All right, I got this tape from Amazon, and it's linked below. You don't have to get this. You just basically wanna get something that is reflective. And there's plenty of options out there. Some of them are kind of pricey. I did my best to kind of give an affordable alternative. So what we wanna do is, this is gonna be a very awkward video, guys. What we wanna do is start with the reflective end and get this about, let's say 6 inches from the very bottom here. And just tape it on one of the poles here. Just like that. Now, here comes the real awkward part with filming. I'm gonna wrap this the whole way around twice. Woo! All right, once we get that to our start point, go ahead and overlap it right to the corner, and then we're going to cut this. And go ahead and kind of fold it over so it doesn't move once you cut it. Should stay just like that. Now, once you have this situated here, go ahead and tug on it. Make it a little bit smooth if you can. And what I mean by that is just take out any of the excess so it's not, rattling around. Just like that. Okay, so we're gonna fold that over from the top. Fold it over just like this. Fold it. All right, at this point, it should look like this. Now, take the tape, and where you have the overlap here, cut a piece of tape off. and fold over where it turns here so that the tape joins it at the actual corner pole. Okay, that's important for strength here. So we'll put that just like this. All right, still with me? I know, it doesn't look good, but it's okay, it's gonna work. And repeat that on each of the poles here. And basically the whole point of this is just to add a little bit of strength to it and to keep it in place. Now, on the front here, go ahead and fold it up just like this. Taper it to the edges. And again, that's just for strength. All right, at this point, it should look like this. And I know, guys, it looks pretty janky, but I promise you these things work. And it's a lot simpler than building a wood one, so we're gonna keep going with this. Now, the next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna measure off from one pole here all the way over to it's matching here, but don't measure this area here. Once you have that measurement, you double it and add 6 inches because we're gonna leave this open, but we want it to cover everything. We're doubling it because we're gonna loop it over for strength. So I've already got mine cut. All right, make sure it's even when you fold it over, if you can hear me with this loud tinfoil here. Start with your folded area, and basically you want to go down to right where the shelf starts and just wrap it to hold it in place there. Once you have that wrapped, go ahead and tape right there because you're going to want to hold that in place for the next step. All right, now we're going to wrap that all the way around and repeat this on the other side, and we're going to trim off any excess. One little trick is every time you go around one of the poles on here, go ahead and bend it so it stays. Take this over to this side. All right, once you get it to here, adjust it, make it look, you know, as acceptable as possible, or as acceptable as this can be. And cut off about, I would say, 4 inches excess here. Once you get it here, fold it one time. Again, we're just adding strength. And loop it around. Take the slack out of it. And then tape. All right, see where this overlaps here? You want to tape this area too. Woo, all right, at this point it should look like this. And now we have to make it just a little bit stronger. So what I want you to do is fold the bottom. It shouldn't have much excess, but any excess, fold it around the shelf here. And we definitely want to tape this. All right, now you have a seam here. I don't know if you guys can see this, but there's an overlap seam. So when you're ready to ice a sole or whiten a sole, you can do it on each side and flip it like I do, or if you're icing, let's take the mystery shoe here, simply put it in there and do it just like that, and we're done. All right, guys, here's the main points. You can do this any way you want. Here's what you want to achieve. You want to have a reflective surface on the inside. Don't worry about covering every square inch. If light leaks out of there, it's absolutely fine. That's not going to make a big deal. But the most critical aspect of this is there's fans on the top of this LED. Leave that open. If you don't leave that open, it's going to overheat and the light's going to shut off. The second thing is, some of these newer LED lights have switches on them. Make sure you take into account where that switch is. The one that I linked you up to, I'm not sure if it has a switch. Check that out ahead of time and make sure you adjust for it. So guys, that was, you know, pretty much one of the ugliest things I've ever made. It's not really the caliber of work we usually do, but this is about making something functional. If you want to, you could do a second method with this, where you take sheathing and build a box out of sheathing. It's gonna cost you more money. It's probably gonna be equally as ugly, but you know, it's just an alternate method. The other thing you can do is take a cooler, line the inside of the cooler with tinfoil, and set the light right on top. I like this method though, because I feel like with all of this reflective surface, you get the most light possible. You have a functional item that will save you a ton of money in the long run, because icing soles and whitening soles, it's gonna cost you 40 to 60 bucks depending on where you're at. I'd say you can get into this whole thing for under 130 bucks. That's 2 sessions right there. And even if you don't do restorations professionally or for money, it's always good to have this because it works on virtually anything. So if you want to know how to actually whiten, make sure you watch our video, but we're going to use a product called Salon Care 40, and I'll link you to that video now. All right, guys, I'm sure there's going to be a ton of questions about this. Let me know in the comments, and good luck building your own. See you next time.